And welcome back to Bayonetta 2. We are going to be starting chapter 1 in this part. Now, I will be editing out these loading times for the rest of this playthrough. I just wanted to leave this in to explain them. I want to say there was one or two in the previous part, but basically this allows you to practice your moves while the game loads up. If you press the minus button, it will continue to stay on the screen until you press it again. So, there's that. Anyway, enjoy the cutscene, y'all.
The sacred mountain of Fimbulventer. The joint's supposed to be the link between Inferno and Paradiso. They say there is an entrance to Inferno, the gates of hell, somewhere on this mountain. No one knows where, though. Hell, no one even knows if it's true or not. The only reason this overgrown rock is worshipped like some god in the first place is that no one's ever been able to get close to the damn thing. It's like it don't want you there. Every climber ends up stranded or worse. And don't even try to fly a plane near that place or bada boom! But at least your soul doesn't have a long walk to whichever afterlife you got lined up, right? I'll wait for you in Noatun, at the foot of the mountain. Just hurry up with whatever it is you gotta do and get back there, alright? And the hotel's going on your account, with a minibar too. Gotta keep myself busy while I'm waiting. Forget about it. I love those miniature drinks.
I can't believe you, Enzo. I didn't know the in-flight service was exclusive to fat Italians.
Ren, the plane ain't free, you know. That reminds me, you owe Alex the kid for the charter. Whoa! Yeah! There it is. That's Fimbulventer. Not such a bad place when you look at it. Oh, but you gotta have a death wish to get close to that damn place if you ask me. Wow. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. What the hell? Where did these clouds come from? What the fuck?
Sorry, Enzo. This is where I get off. Say hi to the wife and kids for me.
What? Wait, what? You're joking, right? I can't find this piece of shit! Those are damn nice things.
John, I'm on my way. Just behave yourself for a bit longer.
Alright, so we've landed in this city. Now, this area is pretty wide. There's just not that much to find here. I mean, there's definitely a couple of collectibles. In terms of collectibles, I believe I find all of these entries. I don't remember for certain. I know there's another collectible I don't find every single one of. I apologize, but that wasn't really my main concern because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really do anything. It might reward me with a bewitchment, but that's really it. By the way, bewitchments, they're basically in-game achievements, because as we know, Wii U doesn't support trophies or achievements or anything like that. So, achievements, trophies, not really my thing. I mean, maybe once in a blue moon I'll go after them, usually with Sonic games or very brief ones, but more often than not I just kind of ignore the trophies. They're just I don't know, I just never really found anything too appealing to them, but they're not mandatory, so whatevs. Anyway, the reason I'm vandalizing everything and terrifying the people of the city is because I want halos. Halos are your currency. I'm pretty sure I explained that in the last part. If I didn't, well, I am now. You can get halos by breaking barrels, pots, etc. And if you're wondering why the people look, well, transparent, is because we're currently in Purgatory. Purgatory is... oh, how do I explain this? It's basically an alternate... I wouldn't say alternate reality, but an opposite state within the same world. Like, I guess you could call it fantasy, but not really. Basically, the angels and Bayonetta and another character that we're going to meet in this part, actually, they're all in Purgatory. But Bayonetta can freely enter in and out of Purgatory. So, I'm not sure if us walking through these people has something to do with Purgatory or just a gameplay convenience type of deal. But they are aware of her because of the destruction. They can definitely see her blowing shit up, but they can't see her. So there's that. Alright, now here's something else new. These Umbran burial sites. Well, that's not what they're called, but they're basically the do they list them as coffins? No, they list them as something else. I cannot think of the wording at the moment. But basically, you're given a time limit to find 5 pieces in order to open it up, which will reward you with various things such as items like lollipops or whatnot, or even pieces of heart and all that. Well, not pieces of heart, Legend of Zelda, but like witch hearts. If you find 4 of those, then you will extend, well, not extend, excuse me, you will get a permanent upgrade to your health. So there's that. And once you find the pieces, you actually have to backtrack to the chest in order to open it up. This is probably the farthest distance between the pieces themselves and the chest that you'll actually have to go out of. Because for the most part, they're pretty much confined. But this area, however, is just widespread. It is nice, though. Gives some sense of a life to this massive area. Be kind of bland if there weren't no people just walking around in this fantastic looking city. Game looks nice, by the way. More or less an updated, yeah, I would say just pretty much polished up from what Bayonetta established. And by that I mean the 360 version, because the PlayStation 3 version, while it still looked nice, just nowhere near as good as the Xbox 360 version. It's just, there were a few things wrong with that, so to the point to where they actually had to patch that up. I know the load times were atrocious without the patch, and even with the patches, they're pretty damn long. And I gotta admit, the Wii U version, this game actually has some lengthy load times as well. Don't hear it's bad, but eh. Anyway, here are these. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce. No, what? Forget some shiggles. It's I'm just gonna call these verses because they do count as verses since you get ranked at the end of these challenges. You're gonna be given various tasks such as defeating enemies within a time limit, don't get hit, stay on platforms without touching the ground and whatnot. For the most part, they're pretty easy. The thing about these though is that you won't get penalized if you fail. So say if you were trying to go for a pure platinum and you accidentally take some damage, you can take enough hits to get kicked out or just wait for the timer to run out and you can try again. The only time you can't try again is when you complete the challenge itself. So I got pure platinum, but I can't try this again. Broken Witch Heart. And that does count towards your overall ranking for the chapter. Now we saw this earlier, but you can go underwater, but you can't change it to Panther or use your butterfly wings while underwater. You do get another transformation, however, that's usable only underwater, which makes traveling underwater a lot more manageable because you're your movement is basically, it feels like crawling compared to when you're on land. I mean, granted, you can jump somewhat high, but your ground movement, attacks and whatnot, well, not your attacks really aren't affected. It's just dodging is a bit more tricky. That's all. Got another journal entry there. See right there, I automatically changed back because, well, like I said, Panther can't go underwater. Oh, what was I gonna say? There was a transformation from Bayonetta 1 you had to purchase from Rodon's shop, but I don't think it's in this game. I haven't actually purchased all of the power-ups in this because herderderp halos. But as far as I know, it's not brought back into this game. Basically, you turn into this, I want to say it's a raven or a crow, and you can shoot off these massive feathers to attack, and you can also surround yourself in feathers in order to protect yourself. I actually like that, and I hope they brought it back. Like I said, I really do enjoy using that transformation. But as of this recording, I don't know. I'm still playing around with the game, obviously. But yeah. Platinum. I probably said this before, and I'll say it again. If you get hit once, you're pretty much not getting a pure platinum. There's just no way. You essentially had to do a no damage run for each chapter in order to give yourself a chance at getting a pure platinum. And even then, you still have to keep in mind that you gotta keep your combos up high, and you gotta complete each verse in a timely manner. Completing the chapter itself, you can dawdle all day around. I can stay in here for 5 hours and I won't get penalized. And that was me trying to abuse the dodging in order to travel slightly faster, but the thing is, if you press dodge 3 times on the third dodge flip thingamawhatsit, Bayonetta will actually do a larger flip. And although that covers more distance vertically, you're going to, not vertically, excuse me, horizontally, you're actually left wide open for attacking you. Yeah, just don't try to dodge too much. It does punish you for trying to abuse that. Anyway, with this challenge, you can only damage enemies while in witch time. Thankfully, the combo rating for this particular verse is adjusted. So, yeah, you're pretty much going to be in a position to where your combo is going to be broken up, but they did keep that in mind with this type of challenge, thankfully. A trick you could try is very risky, but it will get the enemies to attack faster, is by taunting. I'm not sure if I mentioned this about taunting or not. I definitely mentioned the fact that it's, you know, stops your combo timer from running out. But if you taunt an enemy, it will enrage them and cause them to attack you quicker. Just keep in mind though that, well, their attacks are quicker, so you gotta be careful not to get hit. And they're also less susceptible to be stunned by your attacks. So just keep that in mind when you're using taunt. I don't really use it that much. There is an item that allows you to enrage enemies, which is essentially like taunting to a degree, and when combined with another item, I find it pretty useful. But more on that later. Anyway, we are almost out of this underwater section, and instead of going all the way forward, come back here and you'll find a hidden verse. Hidden for what it's worth, really. It's not really hard to find. You just gotta explore each area thoroughly, and you should find all the verses, no problem. There is one verse in particular that I had trouble finding because it required a bit of backtracking, actually, and I was surprised by that. I'm gonna show that off, obviously. But yeah, it's towards the end, so I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, we got a cutscene coming up, so yeah.
Santa don't get paid enough for this shit. When Ed and Edna found their daddy wasn't coming back, it made me stay all the way through dinner.
Don't pretend you weren't delighted. I hear Enzo's wife makes a lovely casserole.
It was damn good. I'll give you that. Anyway, tell me how my babies are doing.
They're behaving quite well. They found plenty of playmates here.
Figured they would. Noatun had some deep connections with Fimbulventer and the Gates of Hell back in its day. Wouldn't be surprised to find a few of those playmates that like it rougher than the typical bunch. Anyway, you need any supplies, just make sure you keep bringing me these halos. And remember, I ain't here to get up in your business. My business is making things that do business. So don't come crying to me when you think you gotta do everything alone. I'm here to help. Just make sure you don't bust a cap at my ass.
Alright, so now we can access Rodon's shop in the Gates of Hell. Is what it's called? Yeah, Gates of Hell. Yeah. Yeah, the bar's called Gates of Hell, but it's not actually the Gates of Hell.
Welcome to the Gates of Hell. We've lit our prices on fire, so there won't be hell to pay.
Boo!
Come on, I gotta say some cheesy shit sometimes.
You don't have to say cheesy shit, I'm just saying. Now, anyway, what his shop is basically unchanged from the previous game. You can buy weapons, various costumes, accessories, which I mentioned earlier, items, new techniques. I don't really find the new techniques that useful this time around. Well, I didn't find them too useful in the previous game, but I don't think I buy a single technique. Well, no, I think I do, just to show it off. But whatever. There's one accessory I'm looking for in particular, but it's not available from the start. I was actually jumping ahead. And so, I believe I'm about to cut soon. I don't know. Is that about to cut? Yeah, I cut. But I do buy some costumes because the costumes this time around, because Herb the Derp Nintendo console, we had some Nintendo themed costumes, but there's just more than, you know, visual flair. There are some neat perks to them, like different attacks, different shooting mechanics, so I plan to show off most of them. Let me see, I bought the... My eyes kind of glazed over, so I don't remember what I bought, but we'll find that out later. Right now, I think... Okay, yeah, I had to cut out some of it because I was still looking for that one particular accessory that's not available yet. The heck was that? Bro. You know, I can imagine people dying. They never really go into that, but there's gotta be people dying because of all this crap. There's just no way everyone will survive. Can't conveniently be in a safe zone right as a giant fuck you laser is shooting at town. Damn, Shadow the Hedgehog convenience. Anyway, that's nothing but visual flair. It's nice, mind you, but it's nothing that changes your overall game. You know what? There was a save point during all that. That's kind of pointless. It just autosaved right there. Yeah, there's a lot of autosaving. A neat trick that you can do when you're pure platinuming these chapters, you don't have to get pure platinum in one single run. If you feel that you're not doing too well during a verse or you get hit, all you have to do is press start and choose the option to go back to the title screen, and it'll send you back to the last autosave point. And it'll also save your halos and your rankings for each verse up to that point. Yeah, I do use that, but not for getting pure platinum. That's not my main focus for this playthrough. I do that because sometimes I just have to stop playing in the middle of the game and do other stuff and just come back in a different recording. But yeah, I do that here in this chapter here. But if you choose chapter select instead of main menu, you'll lose your progress, and that's what I accidentally did. So by the time we get to the... Oh, by the way, I went to the shop. By the time we get to the results screen, you're gonna see some different rankings from what I got earlier. Like, I think pure platinum for verse 1, I don't actually get that in the second run. But oh well. Still get a decent ranking overall. Just have to wait and see what I get. Obviously not pure platinum because I didn't get pure platinum in the first one, so eh. Anyway, once you enter the gates of hell, every breakable object actually respawns, including its contents. Well, the contents you get in each item is randomized, but you know what I mean. You can get more halos this way. So this is another way to get more halos. This is not a very efficient way, mind you. There is a method that I like to use. I'll try to show that off later. It's just in a later chapter, so. Anyway, we are coming into a cutscene.
These punches don't know when to quit. What'd I ever do to them? Shite. I'm never gonna reach Fimbulventer at this rate. Well, at least it won't be a boring trip. Huh? You can see me.
You're putting on quite a show, little magician.
Oh, you like that, huh? Wait till you see the climax. Silly girl.
You'll have to do better than that to earn a tip, my dear.
Who the hell are you?
I'm just an innocent little girl lost in Wonderland, suffering at the hands of the Queen's trumped-up troops.
Cute one, huh? Enough riddles. How can you see me?
Because we're both in Purgatorio, you see.
Purgatorio?
So, are we heading to Fimbulventer on a shopping trip for Mummy, little one?
Maybe. But she told me never to talk to strangers. Stay out of my way, or I'll make sure you never get in it again.
Ooh, scary. Off with their heads, eh?
Damn it! They must have heard me.
Wonder who that was. Anyway, this is one of the mandatory verses. In case you haven't figured it out by now, or didn't watch my Bayonetta 1 playthrough, not each verse is going to be in the way, but there are some that you have to do. Purple Butterfly, not now. And this is one of them. Nothing challenging. I know that enemy got a introduction, but we did fight him in the prologue. So, he's not technically new. They just make him seem new. These enemies we saw in one of the hidden verses with the Muso Beleza Bakatsupo. Basically, they eject blades from the bottom of their bodies and try to slash at you. These enemies sometimes have a hard tell as to what type of attack they'll do when attacking you individually, because they can join together in order to do a joint attack. We actually saw it earlier where they spin around like a windmill and try to attack you, which is easier than when they attack by themselves, ironically. Oh, I did not get hit by that. Wow. Huh. That's me. That was actually pretty good. Too bad I don't get pure platinum in the second time. Anyway, sometimes you'll find these hidden LPs. Well, this one's not hidden. It's pretty much mandatory to, well, obviously introduce the concept of golden LPs. Golden LPs are basically how you get your new weapons. You just have to take them to Rodon and he'll craft them into a new awesome sauce weapon. I like all the weapons in this game. There are others I like more, obviously, but the one we're gonna get here is actually one of my favorites, which is ironically, it's kind of ironic because it's to a degree mandatory. I mean, technically you could not get it at all by, you know, ignoring it. Nothing's making you pick it up, but hey, it's shiny. Why wouldn't you pick it up? But yeah, if you backtrack over here, there's actually a excuse me, a Umbran resting place. So you need to get the pieces. This one's not too hard either. Most of them aren't really difficult. There's just one in particular that gave me a lot of crap because of precise platforming involving the Panther transformation actually on very small platforms suspended upwards. I hate that part. More on that when we get there. But yeah, and for the most part, the time they give you to get the pieces is forgiving. It's always 5 pieces, by the way, but there's just that one resting place towards the end of, not this chapter, just the end of this game in general. I hate it. I don't even remember if it was worth it. No, I don't think it was worth it. I think I got a piece of, got like a witch heart or something like that. I don't know. Can't remember. Ah, well. Anyway, what am I do? Oh yeah, I'm getting this. And then I think I'm going to go to the shop after this. Okay, witch heart. Sweet! No, I'm not going to the shop. I'm actually going to go back underwater because there's a couple of things I could do. It's another resting place. Yep. Let's see what we got here. Probably halos. Oh no, another lollipop. Items pretty much work the same way they did in this game. You just use the D-pad. You can actually set shortcuts with the D-pad. Could you do that in the first game? I don't remember. You can definitely use them anytime for the menu, but you can equip shortcuts to the D-pad and use it that way. So let's see, what's this? I think it was defeat enemies to get more time, I believe. Yeah. Every time you defeat an enemy, I screwed up. I screwed up. Ah, there goes my combo. I'm probably not even getting a platinum. In terms of combo, anyway, I think I do get a platinum regardless, because I'm defeating them in an efficient time. I didn't take damage, but that combo. Ugh. Let's see what happens. Oh no! I was too slow too. Now I'm sad. Oh, who cares? I'm doing pretty good. If this was Bayonetta 1, you would be seeing a lot of stone. And yeah, stone is still a ranking in this. I never got a stone award, but I did get a stone for, what was that? One of my times in a verse.
Well now, looks like you found a good reason to visit. You know, I'm all about them angelic hymns gold LPs. Angels in Agony are pretty much my slow jams. I play that back home, and the demons will be lined up to get down. Lucky for me, I got a few jams of my own cooking that'll need a little demon kick to finish them off. That LP is just what the doctor ordered. Now hand it over, and I'll go get my swerve on. motherfucker did not want to listen to reason. But it's all good, cause neither did I. Put him to work.
Okay, I wasn't actually paying attention, but Rakshasa is the new weapon we got. One of my favorite in the game. It's very good. And yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the timeline in Vegas, so that kind of threw me off with the cutscene. Don't remember jump cutting to the shop like that. Oh, you know what? I was probably getting more halos by destroying stuff. Whoops. But anyway, we bought the rock. Well, we didn't buy the Raksha. We forged the Raksha. You can buy some alternate ones. Whenever you can buy an alternate one, that means you can equip it to your feet. Yeah. And that's the only way you can equip it to your feet. You can't use the same weapon in the different slot, obviously. And some costumes do come with an alternate, not costume, excuse me, some weapons come with an alternate costume. Actually, I think all of them do. I can't remember off the top of my head. No, they don't. Not all of them do. But this one does. They're there. So, I like them. Just doesn't change anything gameplay-wise.
If you're looking for the kid, he went that way. I don't have time to dance too long. A friend is waiting for me.
Okay, this big guy right here. One thing I just absolutely love about this series, the enemy designs are freaking amazing. Just look at this guy. I mean, I'm cutting him up like a punk, but love his design. It's like his head is on the sword. Who doesn't like that? Yeah, we did see this guy in the prologue, but we didn't actually fight him. He was just there. Anyway, with big guys like this, I tend to use any type of kicking. Well, how should I put this? I tend to use the standard weapon because of the moves associated with the kicking, because they have a high chance of stunning larger enemies, which is very useful. Granted, Umbran Climax can do that as well, but whenever I don't have Umbran Climax, I like to be able to stun him like that. But yeah, he's for the most part simple. I do believe I got hit though. Oh, as a matter of fact, it was right before this boss fight where I had to stop my recording for a few days, and I meant to choose return to title screen, but I accidentally picked the option to return to chapter select. Oh wow, it took too long for that. Oh well. So yeah, my rankings are going to be slightly different. But as I said before, I do pretty good overall. Anyway, we're supposed to go down, but there is another verse right over here that we can access. Once this part ends, I'm gonna look up how to pronounce that word, because I just don't want to babble random crap every time, like allergic boo waffles, Bankatsubo on a Saturday, 2.5 remix, I don't know. Now, this one, you cannot get hit also. If you get hit, regardless if you want to or not, you automatically fail. By the way, it's probably become apparent by now for those that haven't played the game, but in these challenges, your health and magic meter are actually adjusted. Like, instead of a health bar, you have hit points. Usually up to 5, but in a challenge like this, you have a set amount, like 1, and then your magic. Let's say you had full magic before you entered that portal. It would actually revert back to 0, and you have to build it up through the challenge itself. And then once you exit that challenge, you'll get back the magic you had beforehand. Alright. Now that was a crow. That's the collectible I was referring to earlier that I just don't care about. Well, you have to approach it slowly. Usually, sometimes you just gotta bum rush it. But once you catch it, you get a stamp for Miiverse. And to this day, I have yet to post a damn diggity thing. No, I posted something about Sonic Lost World. Oh man, that was before I even had a Wii U. Good times. That was over a year ago. Wow. So yeah, if y'all want to follow me on Miiverse, you know what? I don't even know how you do that. I don't even know if you can follow people on Miiverse. That's how much I care about it. Anyway, we got this lovely gentleman here. Cachet and Compassion. You know, there's a similar enemy to this in the first game. What was I gonna say? They basically give you a new... Not new enemies, because... Well, yeah, we have new enemies, obviously. But the old enemies, they're not in this current time period, but they are in in the past. So, you'll see what I mean. Yeah, screw it. There's time travel, so we're gonna see old enemies. There.
So, they're after you too then? Have you been naughty? Keeping secrets from Mummy?
Nope. Nothing comes to mind, love. Sorry. But since this is your bloody mess, do you mind hurrying the fuck up and getting rid of this thing?
Now, that's no way to talk to a lady. No wonder your guardian angels are trying to give you a good spanking.
Whatever, love. You've already been following me, so let's make a deal. You save me, I'll show you around this joint. Heading to Fimbulventr, aren't we? That makes two of us. And it'll take two of us, won't it, love?
You seem to have skipped school the day they taught basic negotiation skills. You're supposed to negotiate from a position of strength, little one. Not just be a one-trick pony.
About that trick. See? You need my power too. Oi! That works too, I suppose.
I don't have time to give a shit about who you are or why you're going to the mountain. Take me there and make it quick. You stay with me, and I promise you'll end up in one piece. Got it?
Wait! Stop! Before I show you the way, love, you gotta agree to a little condition.
Do we need to go over my lesson again? First, learn to talk to a lady. We don't react very well to being insulted, little one.
Well then, I don't react to being called little one. The name's Loki. And what should I call you, I mean, man.
Do I look like a man to you? Bayonetta or Cereza? Take your pick.
Cereza! You don't look like a Cereza to me.
Well then, Bayonetta it is. Let's move, little one.
Hey! I just told you my name is...
You'll earn your name when you become a man.
Alright, now we have Loki. He will be accompanying us through several chapters. Admittedly, I really disliked him at first, but he's grown on me as the chapter goes. He has some pretty interesting character development, really. If it wasn't for that character development, though, man, I hate him at first. And even as I was playing through this again, it's like, I gotta deal with your punk ass one more again. But yeah, he will be fighting alongside us occasionally. And what's different about him is that he actually has his own health bar. I'm not sure what happens if his health goes all the way to 0, but I don't know. I just always found that interesting. I guess you'll fail? Who knows? You shut your face. Anyway. Oh yeah, he can kick doors down for you. Yay. He has a use for something, even though that use is something we can do. No problem. Gets for those lazy people that don't feel like pressing Y. Okay, just make sure there's nothing over there. And burst. Okay, this enemy is never given a proper introduction. I just thought about that. Huh. Interesting. But basically he'll attack with 2 twin swords. Very quick with his attacks, so you gotta make sure you're on your A game. Now these enemies, we've seen them in some of the hidden verses, but they'll basically try to shoot you with arrows from the heavens. LOL, angels. It's a pretty obvious tell. The ground around you will start to glow, and that's your cue to just dodge. Okay. Whoa. So many effects going off. Ooh, dodge. There we go. Ah, poop. There's my platinum. That's the thing about enemies. Sometimes I'm a little too antsy or too distracted by what's going on that I'll end up getting hit. But for the most part, there's always a cue to let you know that, hey, someone's about to attack. You better prepare yourself. Like, I can think of one instance where I was just flat out blindsided, which was a major problem I had with the first game, but here, again, I only had one instance where that happened. But yeah, hell of a lot more balanced, in my opinion. This enemy right here, nothing hard. Very sluggish with his attacks, and he can easily be stunned as well, even for a big guy. Like, you don't even have to use the attacks I mentioned before. And he is also one of... Ooh, excuse me. He's also one of those enemies that can actually drop a weapon for you to use. I'm mentioning this now because you're not going to see it, because I had to stop the recording right after this fight. Because, well, I didn't want to. It's just that my flash drive ran out of recording space. I remember this in particular because, well, the screen just flashes like a madman when it runs out of space. So yeah, unfortunately it doesn't save when he drops the weapon, so we're not going to see it. There it is right there. Platinum. And suddenly cut. Yeah, so we are actually almost at the end, but there's a couple more verses we need. 2 more to be exact. Man, if I had that item, you'd be going down so quickly. Yeah, and this is one of the few enemies that likes to combo as well. So you better stay on your A game, or else you'll be comboed into an aerial attack. Oh, there's a torture attack. Just because you get the prompt to use a torture attack, it doesn't guarantee a kill. Some enemies have so much health that even when they take damage from a torture attack, they'll just, you know, be staggered for a good bit. And he also drops a weapon. This is actually the first time I realized he dropped a weapon, because I always destroy him with the previous weapon from the previous giant angel. But I think, yeah, this weapon, it's pretty good. It definitely has a lot more use in the air, but it's not my favorite. the one that I looked, the one that I missed out on because I had to stop recording. That's my favorite. But oh well. Anyway, after you complete that verse, you're gonna have to backtrack. Yeah, this one threw me off in a loop because, well, naturally you're gonna want to go forward, but no, you have to go back. And this is, as far as I know, this is the only way to actually activate this verse, by completing that other verse that was in the water, and these two guys will appear. This is the last verse before the final, I guess the boss of this chapter. Yeah. Some enemies that are in the design of four-legged creatures, if you're behind them, they more than likely will try to get a cheap shot at you by kicking up. And it's kind of annoying. They do give some kind of tell, basically when they're standing still like that. I don't know. It's like they stand still, pretending they don't feel anything, and then all of a sudden they kick. That's basically your cue to prepare for that attack, or just get out the way completely. Unfortunately, I'm really bad at predicting that. So always try to attack from the front, is my advice, or even the side, really. Oh, I don't go to the... Oh, that's right, I just go through the menu. Once you go through the shop once in a chapter, you can just access it through the menu.
Sure, just because you asked, tall, dark, and ugly, that makes total sense.
Alright, this lovely snake-like creature. We saw this guy in the prologue as well. Didn't have to fight him, but why am I saying him? There's more than one. But this first part is not hard. This boss in general really isn't hard. We're gonna see me screw up though, because I don't know, my timing was just off with a certain attack. And yeah, once you damage him a certain amount enough, the fight will move on to this part. Yeah, that's easy to dodge. This, for some reason, I just could not dodge right. Yeah, I'm just getting hit like it's nothing. That, for some reason, is easier to dodge, even though it's a lot quicker. Okay, now I got it. Yeah, I'm just... I don't know what it was. I usually don't have trouble dodging that, because it's really not hard. It's... I don't know, I guess I was just going too early. Oh, what I'm doing when I just start shooting off like that, if you have some, you can do that without magic and it does pretty much chip damage. But if you circle the analog stick, then press it to hold the punch button or even the kick button, you'll fire off magical bullets, which actually hit for quite a bit of damage. Really, it's a nice attack that I like to do whenever I'm trying to finish off an enemy or attack from a long range. But yeah, like that. And that's pretty much it. Let's see what happens, yeah. He did. And gold. Not bad.
What the hell are you doing? Let go of me!
So, little one, what's all this sovereign business about?
Not a clue, love. Oi!
Well, whatever. If your sovereignness is going to get in my way, our deal is over. And If we're going to have to meet any more of your friends, you'd better learn to take care of yourself.
I'm quite alright on my own. Got it?
Your tricks aren't going to work forever, little one. More tricks, little magician. Maybe you've got more to offer than I expected. For the time being, though, stay here and don't get frisky.
There. That is the one, is it not?
Yes. I will never forget that face.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Chapter 1. Overall platinum.
Like my new haircut?
Huh. I got quite a few. I don't write English. But yeah, I got quite a few man, I get English tonight. But yeah, pure platinums all across the board. Fortunately, those golds and regular platinums were like, eh. But yeah, Leaders of the Umbra. Another journal entry that I will never show. But yes, in the next part we will start with Chapter 2, A Remembrance of Time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you then. Take care, y'all.